The ancient Japanese cherished flowers. They decorated their temples with them. They made tea from flowers, and they gifted them to loved ones. Touching a flower, they believed, is a reminder of our connection to nature, and giving flowers as presents is a sacred act of sharing. Take the lotus flower, for example. It flows gently around Buddhist shrines, with all its tenderness and serenity on display. For the Buddhists, the lotus is a symbol of enlightenment and purity, and there are many depictions of Buddha meditating on a lotus flower. And just like there are plenty of different flowers, so we as people are just as diverse and equally beautiful in our differences. However, in life, we often spend a lot of time comparing ourselves to others. We get envious of someone else's new car or job, we're dissatisfied with our own achievements, and we become angry when we cannot fulfill our desires. Comparison is the thief of joy, is a famous saying, and we, just like flowers, need to guard our serenity by cherishing our own individuality and uniqueness. Enter Oubaitori, the idea that all flowers grow in spring, but not all at the same time and pace. Bloom in your own time. All of us have different life stories and paths, and we can never truly see or understand what other people are going through. If you accept this as a fact and stop comparing yourself to other people, you will reach the state of Oubaitori. You might have heard that the grass is always greener on the other side, but the ancient Japanese would remind you of what an illusion of our own making that is. The grass is never greener, only our own dissatisfaction makes it seem like that. Maybe you stayed at home one summer, and then all the perfect photos of someone's vacation seemed all the more alluring, the colours more vibrant. Or maybe you are single, and every couple seems happier than you. Reflect and accept that everyone's life is different, and each one has a unique journey ahead. Everything that makes us human, from our experiences to the beliefs we hold dear, are part of the mosaic of our lives. Each piece of the mosaic is unique, and it shines just as beautifully under the sun. Each failure or success is also part of the journey. Our mission is to realize that it isn't about the destination, but it is always about the journey. Therefore, Oubaitori teaches us that no two individuals are the same, and so why then do we compare ourselves to others? When do you blossom? Since ancient times, we know that trees bloom in spring, but not every tree blossoms at the same time. Each takes its own pace to flourish into something beautiful. Are you maybe as supple, innocent, and precocious as the cherry tree of early spring? The Sakura has delicately beautiful pink petals, which rear their heads as early as March, and are already in full bloom by April. If you are small but quick, always one step ahead of others, wiser and faster than you look, you might be a precocious little cherry. When it fully grows into a fruit, it is as red as blood and as juicy as late summer wine. Sadly, being first has its drawbacks. The Japanese cherry blossom, or Sakura, is Japan's national flower, and it represents hope and renewal. Since cherry trees only bloom for a short period in the spring, the beauty of the flowers also symbolizes the fleeting nature of life. Some of us, even though we bloom early, showing promise and colours as soon as February, we withhold the late winter freeze and reach our peak in summer. If that's the case with you too, then you are a plum tree. The key to plentiful and tasty plums is to substitute quick growth for refinement. Take your time for every petal to blossom. Take care of every line of pink and every shade of yellow. Remember that the good comes to those who wait, and although sometimes it's wise to show your potential as early as possible, try to pace out every step carefully, and that way you'll never miss out on anything and remain satisfied at each step of the way. Like the plum tree, be white and innocent in late winter, pink and alluring in spring, and let the purple fruits blossom during the warm summer months. Apricot flowers are white and large, and their power lies in their surprise. You can call them clever or cunning, but they sure don't look like flowers who turn into golden fruit. These trees teach us that we shouldn't be quick to judge. And just because someone looks hopeless or behind, doesn't mean that they cannot turn into gold. It's important to believe in ourselves and our potential to outgrow one form and transform into something else. Apricot flowers appear in spring, but reach their full potential long after the cherries and plums have been harvested and eaten. If you are prone to taking your time to truly show your colours, then you might be a golden apricot of midsummer. Last but not least, a summer is incomplete without a peach. This one is for the late bloomers, the ones who take more time to fully reach their final form. Peaches blossom in late spring and all throughout the summer, only to be harvested at the beginning of autumn. Remember the female warrior Mulan and her philosophy of how the flower that blooms late is the rarest and most beautiful of all. Keep in mind that in life, just like in nature, do not be afraid of growing slowly. As long as you are not standing still, no summer is complete without the softness and richness of a peach. Next time you mindlessly scroll on your phone, stop comparing yourself to other people whose life journeys might be ahead of yours. Put your phone down, observe the trees, and remember that they are older and wiser than most of us. Maybe you can learn a thing or two, and most importantly, maybe you'll come to appreciate your own growth and the time it takes to reach your goals.